What is the worst? I wrote Australian football, but you can say football saying cliche of all time, like the worst one. Like, you know, this person, if somebody says this to you, you know they've got no idea. Mike, you're going to go first. 3, 2, 1.
Unlucky. But this is after the guy could have played a 5-meter pass, but he's hit a switch straight out. Unlucky. Next one. I hate that.
That one hits home up.
Tom, what's yours?
Still 0-0, lads. So this is after.
I hate that one.
This is after someone goes 1-0 up, and they just want to, keep the same attitude as 0-0. We got to keep trying really hard.
Directly after it goes.
I got this one.
It's as they're jogging back. They're like, boys, come on, still 0-0, come on.
But they got the work for that goal.
When in doubt, kick it out, mate. Guys, it's 2022. Realistically, stop being in doubt and stop kicking it out. Stop kicking it out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There you go. It's like getting a Ferrari and leaving it at home.
Yeah. That's not the point. It's literally not the point. Also, it's not going to depreciate if it's like an old Ferrari, and it just sits in your garage. It's not going to depreciate. It depreciates when you drive it.
Mitch. He's just saying investment terms now.
But the whole thing is to flex.
Yeah.
It's not for the investor.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, cool.
Oh, that's funny.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night. You're back at Let 'Em Shoot. Thursday nights, we're here again. I'm here with the team, but that shot's looking all right. Crisp. To my right, feeling good, looking nice.
Feeling very good, man. Feeling very great. God is good. It's your boy MJ, Born Africa Gang. We here. Life's good, feeling good. Arsenal good, everything good. Hallelujah.
To my left.
I was trying to do everything in my power not to show up today. I was at work thinking of any excuse. You know when you have a casual job?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
You got a shift at 12. 10:30, one of your friends texts the group and it's like, hey boys, pool party at mine 12:30.
Facts.
You're thinking of any excuse
Yeah.
to get out of work. You're
100%.
sending shit like, hey, my mum's car broke down. I've got to go get it. I was thinking of anything to get out of this episode, but I'm here. We'll see.
Happy to have you.
Pengus Techers, P-Tech for short, P.Tech. Tom calls me Pengus, Bud calls me Lengest. I'm here. It's good to be here. Get into the episode. That's okay.
Before we kick this off, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. A lot of comments recently. A lot of likes.
A lot of hate.
A lot of hate. A lot of love.
I prefer the love.
Yeah, man.
It makes me feel nice.
There was a comment on one of our YouTube videos and someone said, I've been thinking about you guys and then you guys posted, I'm the happiest now.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Didn't even say
Wow.
pause either.
Yeah, now.
Where do we start? This weekend, the biggest fixture in English football history, Arsenal versus Liverpool. The people were saying, let's just speak about the narrative pre-game. Arsenal haven't beaten a big team. Arsenal haven't been tested. The real test will come when they play Liverpool. The real test will come when they play somebody of significance. Arsenal welcome Liverpool to the Emirates. Mike.
What can I say? We gave him a bit of batter sav. Life was good.
Arsenal 3-2. Goals, Saka double, Martinelli. And Darwin and Bobby Firmino scored for Liverpool, but it just wasn't enough. Liverpool with a XG of 0.89 for all you stat guys. So don't say, yeah, we deserve something. Because you didn't. You didn't at all. Klopp's army over here is completely demoralised. And we welcome it. Boys, thoughts on the game?
Yeah, you start.
Previously when Liverpool have lost games and I've watched the game and I've been hopeful after. I've been like, oh yeah, you know, you can see that it might not have gone our way. You know, we created a lot of chances. We did this right. But now we're just fucking bad. We can't defend properly. We can't go forward properly. We can't create from midfield. It's not like we're creating lots of chances and not scoring. We're not creating chances and we're not scoring. So I don't know. There's something wrong. I saw a stat the other day and it was like, did you see the interview with Pep and Rio?
Oh, yep.
And Pep was like, you can't win with the same team. Yeah. They did like a little graph. The Liverpool have the exact same team except for 3 players and the exact opposite for City. So they only have 3 of the same players from 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's
so
crazy.
if that doesn't tell you everything you need to know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Old mate.
I think I'm past already the point of being angry because I feel as though the more I get angry, it just doesn't really make sense. Right. This was the first time I think I've ever seen Liverpool in a game, apart from against City. You can count Champions League, you can count any competition we've been in for the last 4 or 5 years, where we've gotten back to 2-2 and we've gone like into our shell. We've gone, all right, we're cool with the point here. We're cool with the draw.
Didn't push on.
Didn't push on. Henderson played on the right. We went completely defensive. Took off Salah. For me, that's the first time I've seen us do that, except for against City once. So I think that speaks a lot about how good this Arsenal team and how good Arteta's got Arsenal playing at the moment, and it speaks of how much in a hole we are at the moment. Because when you look at the performance, it's not the worst performance away from home. It's not the worst performance away from home against the team coming first. It's not the worst. But then you go 2-2 and you sit back. It's like we're realistically we need the result. We can't sit. A draw is not good enough for us at the moment.
It felt like they knew that they weren't going to create another chance.
Yeah.
So they had to try and hang on to whatever they had.
Yeah.
And it's just the opposite of the way we've played for 5 years now. So I don't know. There's something wrong. Either Klopp's like gone into his shell as a coach and he doesn't believe in the way that he's coaching anymore, or he doesn't believe the players can execute the way he wants them to. I honestly don't know, because going from last year, you play every single game, you make 3 finals, you lose the league by 1 point on the last day. To tell me we'd be in this position 9 games in? No.
Mike,
Look,
how are you feeling?
I've got one answer.
On the complete opposite side of the spectrum.
I've got one answer.
We have the happiest man alive.
The drugs he was mass producing for this squad has run out. Because if you look at the way Liverpool plays now, it's almost like we beat Liverpool at their own game in terms of bringing energy, high press, wingers that can run, striker that can run. I feel like that's what's missing. Because I think if you look at the reason why you guys were so hard to beat, is just the way you ran, your energy on the ball, your energy off the ball. And I think that's what's lacking the most. That's 1. 2, let's talk about the tactics. For me, what would you play, a 4-2-3-1?
Yeah, it was almost a 4-4-2. Yeah, a 4-2-4. Yeah,
4-2-4. I feel like that double pivot meant that you lacked a lot of creativity going forward, because really you couldn't get out. Once we suffocated that midfield, you couldn't get out. So you relied on us being high and in your half to create in behind, which is interesting.
I think though, once you score in the first 10 seconds of the game, whatever game plan that they have is no longer there. I think you concede in the first 10 seconds, the first minute.
I don't think that's the case for Liverpool though, because I feel as though you go into the game playing how you're going to play regardless.
And there's no plan B.
Yeah. And it wasn't like the United game where Arsenal conceded first and then United could sit.
Yeah.
The start was the
Liverpool
B,
were going to play how they played from 0 to
This
9.
is our plan B though. The way that we're lining up at the moment, this 4-2-4, 4-4-2 is the plan B.
Do you think Klopp was naive in a 2-man midfield against probably Arsenal's biggest strength, which is the midfield 3 at the moment? Or do you think that your players just didn't execute?
I think he has to try something new. Obviously, what he's doing at the start of this season isn't working. You've got to rejig something. You can't just go out and expect the same results by doing the same thing year in, year out. I think that before the season started, he kind of knew that he maybe needed to make a change, whether that was personnel or system.
Right.
He didn't get as many players as he probably thought he wanted. So now he sort of tried to see how that went with the players that he had, realized that he probably had to do one or the other earlier in preseason, tried to get the players, couldn't. And now he's going, oh shit, well, we have to do something. And he's trying to do something in the middle of the season that for a team that's played the same way for 5 years is too little too late. You can't expect to change it. Sorry, you can't expect to change 6 games in and then expect to get on a roll straight away.
Yeah, it seems like I think he tried to play that double pivot to mitigate Arsenal's threat from that overload from the wide areas. But I think what kind of happened was it felt like you guys became vulnerable in between the centre back and the fullback, because I feel like a lot of our success came from those movements to break that line, and that could be because it's Trent defensively, that's not his strong point, or it could be from a midfield perspective, you guys were unable to get near us, because at times it did feel like once we won it back, we broke lines, and then it was.
And there was so much space as well.
I think one of the biggest issues was the fact that we had 2 midfielders. Is that usually when it's a 3, the 2 midfielders on either side can get out wide and defend out wide and cover out wide and go 2-on-1 against the wingers. So I know obviously Trent side, he's very vulnerable defensively. So Henderson always goes out there and defends 2-on-1. But when you play with only 2 midfielders, you're relying on Salah and Diaz to get back and help. And they're not going to do that for a whole game. So I think that's where there was so much space in front of our fullbacks. Yeah. And Xhaka, you saw peeled out wide on the left and was on literally the touchline so much and had so much success getting the ball out there.
And Xhaka as well, I think, was key because he kept sitting so high that he would occupy the space between Trent and Matip. That Matip couldn't go across to help. Trent was left 1v1 and he was getting
And the first goal. Martinelli made the run in behind and Xhaka was occupying the space, so Trent got caught flat-footed. He didn't know whether or not to drop, because then Xhaka could play the ball and get a shot off.
Yeah, exactly.
Or push up.
And then the other problem with the 2 midfielders is Thiago was forced to step on.
I don't know if he was forced to. I feel as though because at the start, Darwin and Jota were switching between, one of them would sit on Partey and one of them would go to the centre back, and they'd just keep doing this.
They tried.
But then it got to a point where those two obviously aren't going to keep pressing for the whole game. And Thiago was stepping on in areas where he couldn't get close enough to Partey. And Partey was just playing beyond him, and then Arsenal had already broken the line. And then Henderson comes over. And then there's no midfielder on the other side to come over because Salah's not tucking in. So there was so much space for Xhaka, Odegaard, and Partey.
Mike, what did Arsenal do right? Because we were speaking, this wasn't Arsenal's best performance. No. I think of the 9 games we played, this was our worst 90 minutes in total. We've had moments in this Liverpool game where we were excellent, but as a game overall, that was our worst 90-minute performance. Defensively, we looked just careless. I think we gave the ball away way too often. Even in the United game, we were a lot better than we were in this game, and we lost. So I think as a whole, our performance wasn't great, but obviously we've done something right.
Yeah, well, for me, I think it starts with the way we pressed. I think we started the game with an intensity that meant we dictated the tempo of the game. I think we frustrated the Liverpool. I think we frustrated Liverpool because they didn't know how to get out. On the ball, they struggled to find the right passes and break lines.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's, I think, why, if you look at the first goal, I think that's why we scored that first goal. And I think that's why we started to create a lot of chances and a lot of uncertainty at the back in particular. I was also impressed with Arteta's tactics. I think playing Tomiyasu on the left side was genius, because if you look at Mo Salah, his game is to come inside. And if your fullback is strong on his right foot, I think defensively that's elite. And I was also impressed as well with how we changed when Tierney came on to a back 5. I think that gave us that stability that we needed, because I think we weren't playing well. Defensively, we were okay, but I think we were vulnerable when Liverpool had chances, which was impressive. They were extremely efficient. So I think we needed to mitigate those risks of conceding another goal, which I think in prior years we would have conceded. So I think tactically we're up for it, and I think we had the right intensity, and I think we utilized our width very, very well, especially exposing the fullbacks. Because Tsimikas, he's a nervous wreck. Everything he does is a foul. He's fouling. He doesn't win the ball. He gets sucked out. Pause. he gets put out of position quite often, and we know that's the same with Trent.
Yeah.
So I think we expose them in the perfect areas today, and I think that's what won us the game.
The other thing as well about the Tomiyasu at left back, the thing Liverpool wingers always try to do, or Liverpool always try to do, is Salah will sit so narrow when the ball's on the opposite side, wait for the switch, like bump into the player,
Which is what Saka was doing to Tsimikas the
and
whole
it'll go
game.
in behind and he gets the foot race.
Yeah.
Tomiyasu was so strong in the air that no ball got into that corner, into that channel once.
Yeah.
Once. Not once in the game.
And,
And I think because he's so strong, he can play centre back as well. I think that's why his ability to read the ball in the air, his positioning, it was perfect. I
was going to say, when you look at Liverpool's tactics, I feel as though our biggest strength over the past few years has been our wingers coming inside, being in goal-scoring opportunities. But then we go and play with two strikers, and Salah's whole game is completely out the window. Now he's got to be a real winger.
You
and
eradicated the Salah threat pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
From the start, we knew that with this formation and this setup, he's not going to have the impact that he can have and that he's had for the last couple of years. Because you got him one-on-one with a guy who's a beast defender, and you're asking him to get the ball wide, take him on, and you're playing on his opposite foot side, so he's not going to be able to cross the ball right-footed. It just didn't make sense.
I saw a stat as well, and I think Mo Salah had one touch in our penalty box for the whole game.
Yeah,
which I couldn't believe.
When does that happen?
Because usually he's getting it, he's doing his jiggity jaggedy stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're seeing a Liverpool in transition. But the question I have is, what will Liverpool look like when they're playing well? Because it's obviously not going to be the same as what they've been in the past.
Not as dynamic.
The thing is, we don't know. We haven't played well all year. The games that we win, the other team has been abysmal. So we don't really know. And I couldn't tell you what it potentially could look like either.
Is Klopp leaving Liverpool exactly where he found them? Is he dropping them back off to 8th, 9th before he leaves, or
I think
he's not getting fired?
He needs as much as any coach needs. He needs signings because you can't. They gave him Darwin, of course, but that's obviously not enough to go into this season, especially after how difficult last season was.
Yeah.
And how for the last how many years everyone has been saying we don't have the same depth as City. We get a few injuries. The one season where we finished outside of the top 2, it's because we had injuries to the centre backs, we had injuries to our midfielders, and it was so clear. But even since then, we still haven't addressed those issues of not having depth. Tsimikas comes in, and the side's much worse. Like, did you see? Like, you saw, everyone saw. Fabinho is out of form. It's not. We have to change the whole shape when he's out of form. We don't have another midfielder who can step in and do a job. So clearly, Trent's out of form. Joe Gomez is our next option. He doesn't even play right back.
The thing that City got right and the thing that Arsenal have got right this window is they bought maybe not the top of the pile players, but they've bought, a lot of good players around the top end. So I couldn't count how many people City have signed between 40 and 50 mil.
Yeah.
And they've just developed that squad into an exceptionally good squad with very good players.
Like,
Arsenal signed one player for an exorbitant amount of money every year and then expect to win the title. You can't do that. You need a squad.
Yeah. Like
facts.
Liverpool, you mean?
Yeah, Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool. Yeah. I was going to say, even talking about City, look at City. They bring in Akanji this window. He steps in and he's phenomenal. 20-something mil. Liverpool, you have the money to spend 20 mil on a centre-back. Just do it. Or you have 20 mil to spend on a midfielder. How can you, the only person, we're crying for a midfielder, they bring in a lone midfielder who's injury-prone and now he's out till January.
Let's go quickly. Standouts from the game. For me, mine was 2 players. Ben White and Thomas Partey. I think Thomas Partey showed exactly why he is our most pivotal player, most important player. He controlled the whole game. We can't build up. We can't progress the ball. We can't do anything if he's not in the side. So he was excellent. And Ben White at right back. I saw so many combined 11s without Ben White. And yeah, fair enough. Trent is a right back. He's been good for how many years? But this season alone, Ben White has been incredible at right back. And going forward in the game today,
Took the piss, man.
Man, I saw a side of Ben White I've never even imagined to be possible.
He was having tea and
Tech,
scones.
bro, tech. He was getting the ball so calm. Any sort of pressure, he was dribbling past Ben White. He was dribbling past people. Even when Fabinho just came on, he sees him coming, steps over the ball, little turn, turns out, foul.
Audacious.
And I was thinking, what? Like, we're in a different universe at the moment. The way Arsenal are playing, it feels like we're in a... How can we go from 1 year ago, what was happening, to then they look like a side that could be the champions of England?
Yeah, facts. It's like we gained 20% and you guys lost
30, 40.
30%.
Yeah.
More.
I can't believe it. But for me, I agree with that shout. I was really impressed with Partey today. I think Martinelli is a no-brainer, but I thought our wide players were really influential in terms of how we won the game. I think, they were excellent. They had energy all game. I think you saw the maturity. I think what we're seeing now is literally what Mane and Salah... So what they are is what these boys can become in terms of now they're finding their finishing.
It feels like that.
Their intensity up front, their ability to create space, goal scoring opportunities from themselves and other people. Excellent.
And bro, I'm watching Martinelli play, and the guy wants the ball under pressure
At all times.
At any
will
time.
beat his man 100% of the time, first off, and bring the ball forward at his feet and relieve Arsenal of so much pressure. And he always creates an opportunity almost every single time he touches. It reminds me of, like you said, Mane, when he was really good for
From
Liverpool.
the start of the game, he picked up the ball with Henderson on his back. I don't know if you guys remember. This was like in the first 10 minutes, picked up the ball with Henderson on his back, comes inside, turns him and blitzes him and then wins a foul. And also, he could be one of the fastest people I've ever seen. Because Luis Diaz is quick. Because Luis Diaz is
rinsed
quick.
Luis Diaz.
And he was in front of him and he blitzed him. And I was sitting there thinking, long day. Like, this is going to be a long day.
Incredible.
But yeah, for me, I think my standouts has to be Tomiyasu and Xhaka. I think Xhaka was so good in the game.
Yeah, he was...
The positions he picks
hard.
up is so perfect for Arsenal and so perfect for Martinelli and for Jesus. It just opens up the game so much for them.
100%.
Absolutely. Before we go, we have a first time. This is the first time this has ever happened. We have a live caller on the show. A man wanted to call in and just express his opinions and speak to the cast. So I thought, we would give him a call quickly. See how he's doing.
Hey, mate. Hold on 2 seconds.
I can see him smiling so much.
Can you hear me? Hold on 2 seconds. Talk. You're not talking.
What are you saying?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, brother. It's a good day,
It's an excellent day. Thank you for calling.
It's an excellent day.
Thank you for calling. Did you want to speak to somebody on the show?
Bro, so you know what filming?
We're filming, we're filming,
Tell the crowd I couldn't be there.
Okay.
I'd love to be there.
They'll be able to hear this, so you can tell them.
Crowd. Yes, crowd.
You understand how the phone works, right?
Yes, crowd. DSS. Denied. DSS. Dark Skin Society. Calling in. I got to chat to two people. Tom. Samuel, what you are saying?
Here you go. I'll pass the.
You can, Samuel. You can actually have this if you want.
Tom, what are you saying, brother?
Look at this guy.
He's ready.
The happiest guy I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, my days. Yo, Samuel.
What do you want, mate?
My brothers.
What's up?
What's going on? How you feeling, bro?
I feel good, man.
You feel good? Are you sure?
This is incredible content.
It's an absolute stinker for you.
I'm screen recording. Don't worry.
Oh, screen recording even.
It's an absolute stinker for you. A quick question, yeah? What did you think was going to happen when you came to MM? Yeah, now we're called Emirates MM now.
That's
It's called Emirates MM now, yeah?
Yep.
With Trent
MM is
and
MM.
Sitsikas. Yeah, I said his name wrong. Trent and
Never
Sitsikas
heard that.
against
I've never
Martinelli
heard that in my
and
life.
Bad Boy Saka. What do you think was going to happen?
I don't know what I thought. I don't know.
What did you think was going to happen when you came to MM? He's crazy.
Are you sure? I want an answer, bro.
What do you mean what I think was going to happen? I thought we could come to the game and get a result, and obviously we didn't.
Fair enough, but I'm not going to lie. That pen was a bit sticky. That wasn't a pen,
Of course,
in my
thank you.
opinion.
Thank you. It's never. a
But
pen.
we deserve to win the game
Of
still.
course, you did deserve to win the game, but not that way, because that's not a pen.
Man,
But
the first time you lot have a call against you guys, go against you guys in 4 years, so it's a bad time. Obviously, you guys are FAFC.
that's you guys
Liverpool.
now.
FAFC. Yeah.
No. Allow it. We're top of the league. Okay?
Janai, where are Liverpool going to finish? Can you ask
Tom real
me?
quick.
You want to speak to Tom?
Let me talk to Tom real quick.
The funniest segment we've ever had.
And you know what's crazy? You can hear everyone's mic
Yeah,
and
no,
him
it's
talking.
crazy.
It's like we're having a
What's
conversation.
up, man?
What are you saying, brother? You good?
Yeah, I'm great.
Yeah, that's better.
I'm excellent.
Damn.
What are you doing?
Mel still, your girl still let you go home?
You going
Is this guy?
home. He said, Mel still. You going home?
I'm all good,
She
man.
still
I'm all
let you go
good.
home?
Yeah.
You can't take L's like that, man. You can't just come to MM like that with that lineup, bro.
MM isn't a thing. It's never been
sure?
a thing.
It's about to be a thing, man. We go from West London, Wem or West London. Now we go North London.
Wem,
MM,
that's where I
man.
got it from.
That makes a lot of sense.
Come on. You
all
gotta
right, let me
remix
ask you a
these things
question.
sometimes, you know.
Let me ask you a question. I got
What?
two. Where's Arsenal going to
Catch
finish?
me.
And where's Liverpool going to
Where's
finish?
Arsenal going to finish?
Yeah.
Honest opinion, yeah. I think Arsenal will finish third.
Oh, that's pussy old behaviour.
You're a pussy, man.
I honestly still think Arsenal finish third.
Don't talk to us.
Because shit will get techie when Europa comes into play, when FA Cup comes into play, and when the League Cup comes into play. The squad isn't as deep as we think.
Yeah?
Liverpool.
Good insight.
And where are Liverpool
Liverpool?
going to finish?
Liverpool? I think Liverpool finishing fourth.
Still.
Oh, wow,
Fourth.
still.
No, I mean, anything could
Who's
happen.
coming second then?
Anything's possible.
Chelsea's coming second, bro.
No, all right. I'm going to hang up in a second.
Under Potter,
I got to get rid of you. Nah, see you later.
Say that.
Chelsea coming second under Potter.
Chelsea second. Damn, that's audacious. But then
Anyway.
again, it's like Tottenham's not that nice.
Before we go, who was the standout for you, Dunno?
Stand out for me, Arsenal game.
Yeah, in the Arsenal game, yes.
Stand out for me. Obviously, everyone is going to say Martinelli. But for me, it was the wing backs.
Yep.
White and Tommy Tomiyasu, man.
And Tommy Arsu. Yep.
They had
Excellent
10-10
shout.
performances, bro.
The whole crowd is going to get to see
10-10
Deni's,
performances.
crib.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well,
See how rich he is.
thank you so much for taking some time off from your busy schedule.
Hey, man, I'm making my homemade pizza. Shit, I better open that shit up. Damn, that looks nice.
Thank you, and we will be in touch.
Latest.
Bye, Denai.
Later, bro.
Peace. Peace.
That's a cool segment.
Excellent. All right. Well, excellent. Now I've got a little game for you guys. Got a little segment.
Quiz show.
This is something I've completely invented. Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
This segment is called Bud. What is this segment called? Production. What is this segment called?
This segment is called How the Hell Did I Get Here?
This segment is called How the Hell Did I Get Here? A segment where we will be asking questions and the cast will be providing answers. This is How Did I Get Here?
How did I get here?
So, to preface, the team did not know any of the questions I'm about to ask. They're answering quickly. Quickly.
Did I get here?
This is rapid fire, and the questions will make them say.
How the hell did I get here?
Exactly.
How the hell did I get here?
Boys, I've got a whole range of questions, some true, false, some random. You just got to write your answer.
Okay.
And then on the count of three, I'll say show.
Can we
And we'll
can
show.
we make it sound like there's a studio audience in there?
There is a studio on
Yeah.
It's me to jump up and down.
Shit, sit down, bro.
Boys, the first question I've got for you is, excluding Ronaldo and Messi,
Yeah.
who is the greatest natural goal scorer of this generation, of the 21st century, let's say? From 2000
21st
onwards.
century.
2000 onwards.
Natural.
Yeah. Greatest natural goal scorer. So not the best player, but who is the greatest natural goal scorer? And your answers, just smash them out. If they're fucked, they're fucked. There's nothing we can do about that.
We got to write kind of big here.
Yeah, right as big as you can.
We didn't get raises?
Just use your hand.
Oh, it works pretty well. Hold on, I'll write.
Right
Alright.
kind of big.
Mine's between two.
I don't know if I spelled this
We just
right.
need one.
All right.
All right. And on 3, you're going to show the cameras, not me.
All right.
Okay. You've all got it.
Got it.
3, 2, 1. We've got Erling Haaland, Lewandowski, and Mike Lewa.
Erling Haaland
So
after
2
1 minute.
Lewas and 1 Haaland. Samuel,
We all know who's right.
you're
here.
going to answer quickly why. Just
Yeah.
give us a little spurt.
I'll just give you a quick one. If you take into consideration his time in the Bundesliga, the Premier League, and the Champions League, Erling Haaland scores with 60% of his shots. He scores 6 out of 10 shots he scores. So if you give him any shot,
It's a great argument.
any shot he's ever had in those leagues, he has 60% chance of scoring.
Excellent. Lewa, boys, you guys want a quick joined argument?
Top goal scorer of basically every league that he plays in ever.
Yeah, facts.
And then when he got older, he just honed his craft and went more than a
That's
goal a
good.
game.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Mike, you agree? Perfect.
I agree, mate.
Let's go. Next question is, who is the worst manager in the Premier League?
Why do I feel under pressure? The worst.
The worst.
The worst manager in the Premier League
Before everything happened. or
right today.
now?
Today. Tell me when you're all good. Write it big. And I'm going to, as we go on, I want these answers to get quicker and quicker.
We're not doing spell check, are we?
No spell check. You're good.
Right, I'm ready.
Do. 3, 2, 1. Stevie G.
Oh, that's a good one. Stevie G's a
We've
good
got 2. These 2 are bloody.
DVG.
Oh, these 2 now. Tom, why Hassan Hoodle?
I think he's managing way above the level that he's capable of, and he's trying to do what the good managers are doing, and he's not capable of doing that.
Right.
I disagree.
Okay.
He's made some pretty excellent signings this window.
Yep.
I think he's shown that he's been able to keep his side alive.
Yep.
I think he's got some pretty bang average players, but he still doesn't get relegated.
Mike?
Whereas Stevie G has a very good squad. He's got a good squad.
Yep.
He's got great players. He's ruined Coutinho. He's ruined
I
Buendia.
don't know about that.
Yep.
Oh, I got Stevie G. This
Fair
guy's a football legend, but man, as a coach, you are shocking. With the team, you have no game plan, nothing.
Praise God.
Perfect.
Get out of here.
That's a perfect response.
How the hell did I get here?
Next question on how the hell did I get here?
This feels chaotic.
Fuck, I'm stressed.
Me too.
Who is the most talented, all right? Take that into account. Most talented Australian player of all time.
Talented.
Talented.
Talent alone.
Got it.
Dukes.
Mike, no shouting your answers.
Sorry, man. What happened, mate?
What happened, mate?
How the hell did I get here?
Let's go. For me, it's
Oh shit! Yeah, show the board.
Mike's taking the questions into his own account. Mike, who is yours?
sorry, bro.
It's Dukes,
Verdugo.
Bresciano, and
Bresciano.
Tom Rogic. All right, let's start here. Quick, you have 20 seconds.
For me, in terms of technical ability, he had it. He was rated by everyone in the world. He was a 9 that could do a lot. You know, he wasn't your typical bald-headed Alan Shearer drip. He was finesse. He could receive the ball in tight areas. He could turn. He could finish. He had everything. I think he was brilliant.
Good. Bresciano.
I think he's the modern day European midfielder in Australia before Australia tried to develop those kind of midfielders.
Okay.
Touch, passing, vision,
Yep.
press resistant. I thought
Excellent
he's quite
description.
excellent.
Tom Rogic.
Didn't always perform to the best of his ability. They called him the Wizard of Oz for a reason.
Yes, they
Technical
Great job,
ability out of this world. He had the technical ability to play in the Prem,
Absolutely.
but I feel as though it just never got there for him. But every
Yeah,
time he
big
gets
drip.
the ball, magnificent.
Great
Yep.
answer.
Left footers are
Great.
different, man.
Great answer.
They are. Left footers are. My kid he's only
Yeah.
he's only left footed. I'm telling you.
This is a different type of question. Prime time
Yeah.
on how the hell did I get here? You're going to pick a player of these three in their prime and tell who's the best
Okay.
of the three.
Okay.
The players are Bastian Schweinsteiger,
Yeah.
Ivan Rakitic,
Yeah.
and Deco
In their prime.
in their prime. Right, big, please, Mike. That was quite big. 3, 2, 1. Deco, Bastian.
I couldn't spell Schweinsteiger.
What the hell is that?
Schweiner.
And get Swifty.
Get Schweiner with it. Schweeny.
Mike and Samuel both had Bastian.
I think this guy was just a machine.
Yeah, no.
Like, plain and simple. He could do everything. He could shoot from halfway, shoot from the goalkeeper box. He could shoot from the wing. Technically, he was very good.
Yeah. Broke onto the scene.
What do you want?
Broke onto the scene as a left wing. Could take players on, could score goals, could set up goals. Then became one of the best centre mids in the whole world. Long passing, short passing, tackling, shooting from range.
Excellent.
One of the best.
Tom, Deco.
His prime didn't
love
last
that.
very long.
I love it.
Yep.
But when he won the Champions League in 2004 with Porto, he was integral to that. Moved to Barcelona and played in that exceptional Barcelona team for a reason.
Great. Excellent. Let's go. This is a true or false. I have done a lot of research for you
I
guys
love
and a lot
this.
of work. True or false? Trent Alexander-Arnold has profited majorly, and I'm going to say almost only because of the system. If he were at any club in the world, he would be considerably worse. Any other club.
How big do I need to write this?
I'll say most clubs.
As big as possible. 3, 2, 1. Show your boards. And this is the first all agreement we have on how the hell did I get here.
Yes, sir.
World first.
One of you can sum it up since
me
you
to
all
go?
have it.
As a Liverpool fan, I get to watch this guy week in, week out. And there's not just him, a lot of players in our system that have profited majorly from Klopp's tactics. Trent Alexander-Arnold is definitely one of them. He's got amazing technical ability, but as a fullback, it's almost impossible to be a fullback in any other side that can't defend. And now we're finally getting to see it because Liverpool aren't great. So there you go, Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Great summary.
Perfect. Which player in the Premier League can drop a consistent 10 out of 10 performance
Yep.
without scoring a goal or getting an assist?
That's a no-brainer for me. But
But let me brain it for a bit.
I actually want to write a couple, but...
Or one.
MJ, who do you have? Because I don't want to have the same as you.
No, mine's a no-brainer, but I might change it.
I need an answer, Mike. You've got yours over there?
Yep.
Because I feel like somebody will say it.
3, 2, 1. Show your answers. Party. Bernardo
Yeah.
Silva. Kante. Oh. Okay.
I was going to say, ow.
Okay. Okay.
Of course, man. Of course.
Okay.
I want
You
to... Yeah.
Well, for me, it's clear. He brought Leicester. He was integral to Leicester winning the title. He was integral to Chelsea winning the title. He's integral to France winning the World Cup. I think as a player, he's just... What more can you say? His work rate is out of this world. His ball retention is out of this world. His ability to actually use the ball, carry the ball, and create is out of this world.
He's underrated, yeah.
So I think he's underrated. I think he's rated, but how good he actually is still very underrated in my opinion.
Do you think he can do that tomorrow?
I think he's a bit old now. I think if he was fit,
Yeah.
absolutely. But he obviously struggled for the past, year and a half
Yeah, I would say so.
with injuries.
Yep.
But in terms of not needing to score or assist or anything, this guy will change your team.
Okay. You guys want to do yours, or you've spoken a lot about
I've spoken
Bernardo
to
Silva?
Go and watch the episode 2 episodes ago.
Yep.
You'll see what I think.
I hate to do this whole black thing, but Thomas Partey drops 10 out of 10 performances way too often for him to not be named with some of the best DMs and centre mids in the world. Just take a look at Declan Rice last season. This guy had a good season.
Excellent
That's a good
season.
point,
But
yeah.
never at one point is Declan Rice a better player than Thomas Partey. And never at one point does he perform more consistently than Thomas Partey.
You know what I
So
don't like? They always talk about the way he shoots, but they won't talk about how
They won't
good
talk
he
about
is.
his passing range. They won't talk about nothing.
Yep.
He's dribbling far out.
We've got
It's too
we've got probably 5 questions left.
Loved
Let's
it.
go. How the hell did I get here?
I love
How
this
the
game.
hell did I get here? If you had to replace one A-League side with a Canberra team, who would you get rid of?
This is easy.
Three, 2, 1. MacArthur, the Knicks.
Yes, go.
The Knicks. Why are we getting rid of Wellington?
Bro, why are we traveling all the way to Wellington
Makes no sense, G.
for no reason? it doesn't even make sense. How the hell does Canberra not have a team? The capital, Wellington, got a team. They're not even in the same country. Make it make sense, cuz.
Tom, MacArthur, not a fan of the new MacArthur.
No, I
team.
just think it's pointless. The other two teams can't even fill their stadiums, and you're putting another one right next to them. So
Yeah. There was 49 fans at the final, if you're wondering.
there's just no point.
Perfect. That's all I wanted to hear.
Great.
In their prime,
Yeah, we still want to work with you guys.
we would love to do
shit.
content with you guys.
Yeah.
In their
Send me a
prime,
jersey. I will wear it on the next episode.
who is the better player? Gareth Bale or Eden Hazard?
Oh, that's a good one.
I'll need an answer, boys. Not too much thinking. Off the top of your head, who
prime.
clinches at your heartstrings? Who's your brain and heart telling you to say? Is it the same thing? Is brain and heart saying the same thing? Mike, I need an answer.
I'm gonna.
3, 2, 1. Spin your boards. Oh, clean sweep. Fuck.
Absolutely.
Bale.
Bale in his prime.
It's good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Extremely good.
And we're not saying we're not saying he's not good.
Yeah.
All we're saying is if you to pick one guy out of two extremely good guys in their prime, I'm just taking.
What does Hazard do better than Bale in their primes?
I think that Hazard can win a team a title, but Bale can't.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Hazard on any given day will be the best player on the pitch, and he'll do so many things that go unnoticed.
And I also think Hazard has he's more likely to play for more teams and a high caliber of teams.
He's more
Whereas
capable.
I think Bale might have flourished more in lesser teams.
And similar to the question before, Hazard could drop a 10 out of 10 without a
without
goal or
scoring.
assist.
You don't
Yeah.
think Bale could?
I don't
Bale
think
can't.
Bale's doing that.
Yep, fair
Yeah.
enough. All right,
Great,
this is a very. It's going to be difficult, but
How the hell did I get here?
how the hell did I get here is going to have you answering who is the fifth greatest African player of all time.
Fifth
Who is the
greatest.
fifth greatest African player of all time?
Of all time.
If you do 1, 2, 3, it's too easy. Who is the fifth greatest African player of all time?
I'm pretty young, guys.
Oh my God, this is so hard.
Far out. Wait.
Tom only knows 6 African people, so this is
They're all in this room as
he's-
well.
They're all in this room. He's got Ola Rigby.
Yeah, I've got mine.
I don't know.
Boys, this is rapid fire.
Wait,
How the
wait,
hell
wait,
did I
wait,
get
wait.
here? If your answer is effed, then you're gonna have to live with it being effed. But on how the hell did I
Fifth?
get here? Who is the fifth? You know who your top 3 are roughly. Who is
Got it,
the
got it,
fifth?
got it.
All right. Mike, as born in Africa's
Okay.
leader, I need an answer.
Leader.
As the leader of Born in Africa 2022, I need
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Mahrez, Mane, Essien.
Ooh.
3 different answers.
Guys, I took it out on this one. Nah, Mahrez is cold, but I forgot a couple people.
I saw that and I was like,
Yeah, you know what mine would be?
I read
You know what mine would be?
No. Who are the 4 above Riyad Mahrez right now?
No, but
Who are the
there's
4?
someone missing.
Who are the 4 above Riyad Mahrez right
Okay, you want me to tell you?
Yes.
Okay,
now? Show them the board.
Yaya Toure,
Yep.
Yes.
Samuel Eto'o,
Yep.
Yes.
JJ.
Mo Salah,
Yes.
and then I wanted Sadio Mane.
Oh, so Drogba lives
Yeah,
Drogba.
below
but then
George Weah?
this right here would be Didier.
Tom, who lives above Mane in the list.
Drogba, Eto'o, George Weah, Yaya.
Mike, who lives above?
Mine's
Wait, Mane's above Salah for you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mine's Yaya Eto'o.
Yeah, no, but Salah's.
Weah. Mine Eto'o. So Yaya Eto'o Weah.
Yep.
JJ?
JJ. Yeah.
Drog Daddy below Essien. Drogba.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that's how the hell did I get here?
How the
I've
hell
got
did
2
I
more
get
questions.
here?
That question
How
was
long we got?
that was tough.
How did I have the best list?
I've got 2 more questions for this. These 2 are a bit closer to home.
Uh-oh.
Give me a letter grade predicting Australia's performance in the World Cup.
No.
What is it? A to F?
A to F, but you can have minuses, you can have pluses if
Okay.
you want to get specific. Based on expectation.
Okay.
What your expectation is
I reckon.
after we're judging them. It's the World Cup's over. We're judging. We're writing the report card and
Yeah.
we're judging what Australia did in the World Cup. What is the letter grade?
All right.
3, 2, 1. D, C plus, C minus. All right, so you're all within the span of one letter. Tom, why D?
I just don't think they're very capable.
Okay.
To be honest, I don't think that I don't think that we'll pick up any points.
Yep.
I think we'll try really hard, but
Yep.
trying really hard's not good enough.
Fair enough. Samuel?
I think we'll get a C plus because we're going to get one surprise win.
Okay.
And the other two, I think we're going to put in decent performances. Not going to win. We're going to finish third in the group. And
On 3
yeah.
points. Okay.
So a C plus for me.
I think for
minus?
me, I'm going to be, some of the younger players in the side are going to be exciting. I'm going to be like, oh, these guys are really good.
Yep.
Like Samuel said, I think we could get a good result, but I don't think we'll be better than that. So it's meeting my expectation.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Production, can you just close that middle door? Thanks, mate. And the last one. What is the worst? I wrote Australian football, but you can say football saying cliche of all time, like the worst one. Like, this person, if somebody says this to you, they've got no idea. Like, if somebody says, for example,
Don't say my one, mate. Don't say
okay, but you guys know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's the worst one? What's your most hated one? Yeah, like football slang.
Oh, football slang.
Like to know that person has no idea. Like they've said this, you're like, yeah, all right.
Can it be
Secondly,
like something
yeah,
that's said in a game?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I got to put little quotation marks in. Oh, I hate this.
Mike, you got yours? For this one, we're gonna do them one at a time. Okay.
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 And if the person happens to have yours, just turn your board around. Okay. 3. Mike, you're gonna go first. 3, 2, 1.
Unlucky. But this is after the guy could have played a 5-meter pass, but he's hit a switch straight out. Unlucky. Next one. I hate that.
That one hits home up.
Tom, what's Tom, what's yours?
Still 0-0, lads. So this is after.
I hate that one.
This is after someone
hate
goes
that
1-0 up, and they just want to, keep the same attitude as 0-0. We got to keep trying really hard.
Directly
one's
after it goes.
I got this one. You
It's as
guys,
they're jogging back. They're like, boys, come on, still 0-0, come on.
But they got the work for that goal.
yeah, I hate that one. You guys can finish this one for me. When in doubt, kick it out, mate. Guys, it's 2022. Realistically, stop being in doubt and stop kicking it out. Yeah, stop kicking it out.
And that has been
How the
hell did I get here?
Yeah. TM.
If you loved How the Hell Did I Get Here, let us know in the comments.
Mm.
We'll do it again.
My girls on TikTok and they watch it. They're gonna be like,
That's perfect. Our last topic for this episode. Which
Excellent.
This has been a personal favourite episode. The A-League kicked off. The Isuzu Men's A-League. Is that what it's called?
Isuzu A-League Men's.
The Isuzu A-League Men's kicked off this week. Decent fixtures.
Great.
Started off. Well, it didn't start off with the Big Blue, but the Big Blue was my favourite game of the weekend. We
Great.
saw Nani make his debut in the A-League.
Yeah.
Looking jacked as ever. If you guys have seen Nani at half time, you know how Australian
Standing
cameras
like that.
always,
Yeah.
Australian production and sports
Yeah.
broadcasting, they always for some reason have a camera in the change room.
Yeah.
I don't know how they get it in the
hate
NRL
that.
ones. They've got it somehow.
hate that.
Dudes, they're doing things.
For the old ladies.
I don't know how, but they got a camera in. Nani was looking
Shredded.
jacked. Melbourne victory was 3-2. Great performance.
We saw a very, very big snore fest with Brisbane because Charlie Austin comes into the side, had a few chances, but really minimal impact.
Yeah,
the game itself
He looked like
wasn't great.
Mitch Duke.
Keepers were both good. You can say that. Defenses were both good. I think both teams just looked a bit
Sluggish.
Not even sluggish, just a bit scared, you know? Scared to lose on the first day.
They needed a couple more weeks of preseason.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
long preseason,
Don't get knocked out of the cup too early.
Well, let's do some standouts. I think for me, I saw a couple standouts. The youngest Toure brother,
Musa
made his
Toure.
debut,
Yeah.
which is sick for Adelaide.
15 years old.
15 years of age.
Yeah.
The Melbourne Victory game was a great game.
Yeah.
I think Sydney were good. Melbourne Victory were good.
Yeah. Quality game.
Especially in those conditions, which were pretty difficult to play in. It was a decent fixture and decent crowd as well.
Decent crowd for the
20,000?
rain. Far out. It was
20,000 for
torrential
torrential
rain,
rain.
storms.
Yeah.
It was great crowd.
I was impressed with the quality. I'm not gonna lie, because
Exactly.
for me, like, I've had probably a misconception now about the A-League, but after watching that Sydney Melbourne game, the quality was there.
It was
Like some of the players, like Caceres,
Caceres is quality.
Rob Mack, I like.
Bratton is quality.
Yeah. Bratton.
Mac, new signing,
Yeah,
and he
Mack,
was great.
He was good.
Yeah.
Even like, for example, D'Agostino. I didn't think he had the greatest game, but that finish is
It's a
World
it's a
class.
good
He was
finish.
second top scorer last season.
world class.
Oh, and also Jamie McLaren scored again to start the season off
Yeah.
in the exact same form as he started. For someone with his technical ability, his finishing is so good.
See, the thing is, I watched the game and I
Yeah.
agreed. I was like, oh, what's the hype? But that finish
The finish is so
is
cold.
elite. That finish it's elite.
Yeah.
When he gets a chance, he puts it away, and
Seems like it.
he's going to break the goal record in the A-League this year.
This year,
So
which is pretty crazy.
yeah.
I think we really saw like the highs and lows of the A-League this week, because you had the game like the Melbourne Victory game, but then followed by that quite boring Wellington game.
Especially Wellington. No, it wasn't even too
It
boring.
wasn't great.
The football quality wasn't great
Yeah.
because Wellington, new signing, new Brazilian, gets a red card 30 minutes into the game, 20 minutes into the game. He gets a red.
killer.
Imagine you're a coach kill. New signing gets a red card early into the game. Then they go up. Wellington go up with a red 70th minute. Then last minute of the game, Adelaide equalised 93rd minute. That's like, it's exciting. The football quality level wasn't there. The
Yeah.
crowd wasn't really there. But yeah, we missed out on the best derby in Aussie football history, the F3 derby.
Yeah, the F3.
Central Coast and Newcastle was rained out. That one would have been something special.
R.I.P.
When you see the sauce bottles, you know that game is different.
Yeah.
There's a different type of atmosphere
Yeah.
when that is on. But
I do have a question.
Oh yeah, sure.
So I didn't catch the Big Blue.
Okay.
I was at a wine tasting couples retreat.
Fair
so I
enough.
missed it.
Amazing. That one.
Fair enough.
Previously, we've seen players like Nani, older dudes who have played in the Prem, come into the A-League and just look head and shoulders above everyone else. Was he sort of, an obvious standout, or was the level sort of brought up
A
to...
bit of both, I'd say.
Yeah. I think you can say his technical ability is so clearly you can see how good he is.
He's so calm.
But in terms of actual performance,
Yeah.
he wasn't a big standout in the game. There
He
were
wasn't
so
the man
many
of the
players.
match.
Yeah, there were so many players that look. Brillante was great in the game. Luke Bratton was great. Caceres was great. Mack was great.
I was also impressed with that Lolly guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He
was good.
He was
Yeah.
good.
and the young striker that came on,
Oh yeah. Good play. Wood.
Yeah.
Wood. Yeah, he was good.
Yeah. I think the areas where you see that you're like, oh, cool, it's Nani. Like, is when they get in those like last third areas and he's able to just find the right pass,
Decision
make something
making.
happen, decision
Face
making,
forward
way to
at all,
pass.
Because he got an assist,
Was it
didn't
the
he?
second
Yeah.
goal?
Yeah, the way to pass for that goal, excellent. And you see like
Yeah.
5 times out of 10 plays in the A-League, typically that's the quality levels. When they get in the final third, it's
Yeah,
like decision
the
making
finesse.
and finesse.
Yeah.
And he was able to just do that. And I guess those moments is why those type of marquees are so sought after.
MJ, you brought up something during the week saying, would we take Arzani to the World Cup if we were the Australia manager? Arzani got dragged around 60th minute in the game, didn't have really any impact whatsoever, and yeah, he was taken off, and he did not look happy at all. But you, as an Australian coach, let's say you guys are the Australian coach, you look at that performance, you see he came back to have an impact to, I'm saying, so he could go to the World Cup, so he could be in the limelight, score goals, create goals.
Yep.
but having next to no impact in that game. What do you guys think?
And the thing is, I feel like what makes it harder for me to back him, and I'm not saying I don't rate him, no. But when you got a coach like Dwight York who loves you, and talks about you so much in the media, and you don't deliver, I think that's what affirms in people's minds that this guy is overrated or he's not good enough, even though that might not be the case because technically
We've seen him. Yeah.
We know he's got it, but it's like, when does being consistent and being at a level that is clear that you're above this level?
And I
which you
think
should be.
in tournament football, I think you can potentially take the chance as, an extra squad player. Australia don't have a lot of players who are flair players and stuff like that. You saw what he did off the bench in the last World Cup.
Yeah.
You
Bright
said,
spark.
And that's at 18 as well.
Yeah, you know he's got the ability to do something like that. I think in a tournament football environment, you have to gamble on a player like that.
I think so.
If you don't already have one in the squad.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, completely.
Because when you look at the progression, think about it. He was the youngest player at last World Cup. You'd expect this guy's a mainstay, a starter in the team. If you're the youngest player going to the whole World Cup, at the next World Cup, you're thinking this guy's going to be starter.
absolutely.
Obviously, super unlucky with injuries. Had a terrible time in Europe, obviously.
I think if he's fit and playing week in, week out, he has to go. But I think his performances right now are crucial to how many minutes he gets at the World Cup.
I completely agree.
And you look at who's on the other wing for their side, someone who's outperforming Arzani, in my opinion, at the moment. Didn't have the greatest game either, but in terms of work rate, in terms of receiving the ball, getting on the ball, going forward,
Toure.
Al Hassan Toure,
Absolutely.
he looked great.
That's a great point. And that's what's interesting is like, where does somebody like that now fit into the Australian national team?
Yeah.
Who we're seeing is more consistent.
Yeah.
Who we're seeing you can rely on them more and they're delivering. But that's what's interesting, I think, about the Australian national team is there's a focus on certain players, but then when there's other players that are clearly showing a level that's maybe higher, they're nowhere near the squad.
Yeah. I've got one more mention, actually.
Okay.
Adelaide game played, and there was one name that I didn't see in the lineup, and that was Iran Kunda. And that was because he was away with the Joeys, under 17s, qualifying for the Asian Champions.
Yeah, they did.
Asian
as well.
Cup.
They
Yeah.
beat China.
They finished top of their group and qualified. He scored 8 goals in qualifying. And
Wow.
8 goals in the 3 games.
Yeah.
Qualified.
yeah.
Let's chuck him in the first team.
I'm saying
What happened, mate? What happened, mate? Part 2.
yeah, that's it. Because if you
You
can
can run
have
that back.
you can have that impact at your own level, and look at his impact last season in the A-League.
Yeah.
You're 15, you come
Brazy.
in 15, 16, and you score 4 goals in your first season, all off the bench.
Brazy. And
Just do
bombs as well.
Yeah,
Bombs.
bombs. This guy's taking free kicks. A 15-year-old. Imagine a 15-year-old even
Kicking
coming
your
into
free
just
kicks.
MPL, kicking your free
He's saying
kicks.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Taking free kicks. And I think that's what you got to utilize the young players who play with no fear.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
they're the ones who can get you something.
Well,
You're
you
not
see
scared.
it. Does
Put him in the
Qual
squad.
stay in the squad? Sure, surely.
Yeah, for me, yeah.
Qual and these.
For
That's what
me,
I'm
there is
saying.
no point. There's no point in taking somebody like Mitch Duke to the World Cup when he's already on the decline. He doesn't offer anything different. He's not going to win us any points, and he's not going to develop. So you have to fulfill one of those criteria if you're going to be considered.
If we're trying to develop, which I think it's clear that that's what our next thing is, because at the moment we're not good enough.
and sorry,
has to
Mitch
be.
Duke.
It has
Yeah,
to.
no disrespect.
Not a hate thing, but
Because we're not trying to win right now, obviously. So all we need to do is improve for the next Asian Cup.
No fear. That's
Bring
it.
the young players in, at least get them in the squad, at least let them experience, play them in one of the games,
Exactly
something
right.
like that.
Yep.
Experience. And then by the time they're... Because these guys are...
Even if they don't play.
These guys are 18, 19, 17, 18, 19. By the time they're 23, 24, if they've already had experience at a World Cup, they're going to be so much better. And Australia is just going to be better.
And that's why, in some ways, I do admire what's happened with the English squad, is because they've brought in them young players as a gamble, but which it could pay dividends in the next World Cup, because now those young players are starting at all of their Premier League sides,
Yep.
and they're pretty much all of them are in form or mainstays or like part of the main playing group.
Yeah.
And I think for Australia, we need to do that, because if we can do that, then we'll see the rewards in the next 4 years or the next 8 years.
And they don't have to be starting in Europe. If they're starting in the A-League, these young players playing against men, they're Australia's brightest talents. And obviously there's going to be a time where they move on from the A-League. But as of now, if they're playing consistent football
They
in
should
the
be the
A-League,
focus.
that level is high enough for them to be in the squad.
absolutely. Perfect. A-League wrap up. Perfect. Yeah.
Love it.
That was
Love the
excellent.
A-League, man.
That was excellent.
Love the
fan.
league, man. A-League.
Thank you for watching. This has been Let 'Em Shoot. We appreciate you.
Wow.
Thank you for commenting.
Today-
Make sure you like, share, subscribe. You want to say something?
Today was the first day of how the hell did I get here?
Fucking
I
hell.
had-
That's
great.
I had
Yeah,
so
let us know
much
some
fun.
of your answers as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'd love to know.
Yep.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
We'd love to know.
I want
Please
30K
comment.
Let 'Em Shoot followers by the end of.
By the next episode drop.
By the time that this episode, you finish watching this episode,
30,000.
I want 30,000 followers.
And we need a couple thousand subscribers.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
Couple thousand.
Couple thou.
Yeah.
But I love the comments. That shit makes me happy.
Perfect. Thank you.